I'm going to say something that sounds wrong coming from a financial advisor. On its own, your money is worthless. A bigger number in a super account changes nothing about your life, not one single day of it. Most people spend 30 years building the pile and almost no time asking what it's actually for. And a pile that isn't buying you a life is just a scoreboard. The money was never the point. What it does for you is the only point. And until you get that order right, you can't know how much you need, how to invest it, or when you're allowed to stop. Here's what I see more than almost anything else in practice. Someone comes in and they know their number. They can tell you the balance they're aiming for to the dollar. They've been tracking it for years. So I ask them a simple question. Not how much do you have, but what do you actually want this money to do? And that's where it goes quiet. They can tell me the size of the pile. They can't always tell me what it's for. And that's not a criticism, it's completely understandable. The number is easy to measure, a life is not. So we measure the thing we can count, and we quietly assume the rest will sort itself out later. But think about what that money actually is. It's not wealth, it's a claim on things you might want, a promise that can be exchanged for a life. Sitting in an account, it does nothing. It doesn't feed you, house you, take you anywhere, or give you a single good day. It only becomes any of those things at the moment you use it for something. So the number on its own isn't the goal, it's the raw material. The goal is the life it's supposed to pay for. And this completely flips the order you plan in. Most people start with the money and work forwards. Here's what I've got, what can I do with it? But the useful direction is the other way around. Start with a life. What does a good week actually look like? Where are you living? Who are you seeing? What are you doing on a Tuesday that makes the whole thing worth it? Because that, not the balance, is what tells you how much you actually need. And here's the part that surprises people. Once you know what that money is for, almost every other decision gets easier. How much do I need? Stops being a number you pull from an article and becomes a number that comes from your own life. How should it be invested depends on when you'll actually spend it and what for, which you now know. And the big one, when can I stop working? Stops being a vague someday and becomes a real answer, because you can finally see what you're stopping for. This is a quiet shift I watch people go through. They come in measuring their worth by the size of the pile, and they leave measuring it by the life it buys them. That second person sleeps a lot better. So, your money is only as good as what it does for you. On its own, it's just a number on a screen. It's not the retirement, it's the fuel for one. The work isn't only building the pile, it's knowing exactly what you're building it for, and then making sure it actually delivers that. This is generally nature, so it's important to consider your own situation, because what your money is for will be different for everyone. Now, if the life is what matters, the obvious next question is what the life actually costs. And most people picture retirement spending as one flat number for 30 years, when the reality is nothing like that. Getting that shape wrong can quietly undo the whole plan. That's what this next video is about. If you'd like help working out what your money is actually for and how much you need to fund it, I work with Australians in exactly that position. You can find details below.